All right, let's talk about the future of HR. And no, this isn't some far-off science fiction concept. We're going to explore how artificial intelligence is already here, acting as a super practical, really powerful tool that's completely reinventing the day-to-day grind for HR teams everywhere.
So let me ask you, is your HR team just drowning in a sea of repetitive tasks? I mean, it's a question so many teams are struggling with right now. You've got onboarding for new hires, you're managing daily requests. That administrative load can get so overwhelming that it pulls focus away from what really matters, the people and the strategy.
And for a lot of HR professionals, this is just the daily reality. It's what we call the time-sucking vortex of manual work. You know the drill, a constant grind of data entry, mountains of paperwork, always chasing down information. It's exactly the kind of work that just quietly kills productivity and really holds the whole company back from strategic growth. So, who are the usual suspects here? Well, you've got that endless onboarding paperwork. Then there's the constant chasing of managers to please get those performance reviews done. Oh, and manually tracking leave requests. What a headache. And of course, the big one, that mind-numbing repetitive data entry. These aren't just annoyances. These are the real bottlenecks that stop HR from being the strategic partner it needs to be.
Okay, but what if there was a better way? Well, there is. And that brings us right to the solution. A really powerful new toolbox for HR, one that's built on something called no-code AI. Now, I know you hear this term no-code thrown around a lot, so what does it actually mean? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like digital Lego blocks. You can literally just snap together these visual pieces to build incredibly powerful workflows. And the best part? You can do it all without writing a single line of code. This stuff is designed for everyone, not just the tech gurus. And what's really cool is how this technology has evolved. I mean, we all started with those simple rule-based chatbots that could answer basic questions, right? But now we're moving toward these autonomous AI agents. And these are a whole different ballgame. They're not just answering questions anymore. They can actually understand context, they can reason, and they can independently manage really complex multi-stage tasks. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's dive into some concrete examples of how this tech is already transforming HR for some major companies.
And we're kicking things off with a big one, Unilever. Yep, the global consumer goods giant. They used AI assistants to completely revolutionize their recruitment process, which, as you know, is one of the absolute core functions of any HR department.
So get this. Instead of having recruiters manually sift through thousands of applications, Unilever built this new, super streamlined flow. A candidate applies, and then an AI instantly screens their qualifications. From there, an automated shortlist of the absolute best talent gets delivered right to the recruiter. And what does this mean? It means recruiters can finally spend their time on what really counts, actually talking to and interviewing the top-tier candidates. And the result of all this? A 75% reduction in hiring time. I mean, just think about that for a second. A process that used to take weeks, sometimes even months, was cut down to a tiny fraction of the time. That let them snap up top talent way before their competitors even had a chance. And the financial impact? Just as dramatic. By automating all those time-consuming parts of the process, Unilever saved over $1 million a year in recruiting costs. That's a straight, clear line from automation right to a healthier bottom line. But here is the most important takeaway. This isn't just a story about hiring. You can take these exact same principles and apply them across the entire HR function. Just imagine an automated workflow that guides new employees through onboarding, or a system that automatically chases down managers for performance reviews and even pulls together the initial feedback. The possibilities are just huge.
Which, of course, brings us to the ultimate question. What is the real, quantifiable business return here? What kind of impact are we talking about? Well, let's look at the numbers.
Just check this out. JP Morgan Chase brought in an AI system just for document analysis. The result? They eliminated 360,000 hours of manual work every single year. I mean, that's not just a little time saver. That translates into millions of dollars. And it really shows you the sheer scale of what's possible here.
And believe me, that's not just a fluke. The data we're seeing across all kinds of industries shows these really consistent, predictable gains. We're talking about a 20 to 40% drop in operational costs, a 30 to 60% increase in employee productivity, and a massive 70% reduction in manual data entry. These are real numbers.
And this table really just sums it all up, doesn't it? These aren't just lucky one-off wins. These are the typical, repeatable gains businesses are seeing. So whether your main goal is cutting costs, boosting productivity, or making your customer response time faster, AI automation delivers measurable value right across the board.
But beyond all the spreadsheets and numbers, there's a human benefit here that's maybe even more important. When you automate all that tedious, repetitive stuff, you free up your team to focus on what they were actually hired to do. Strategic thinking, innovation, and most importantly, focusing on the people, their growth and their development.
So let me just leave you with this question. The data shows that automation can save each employee something like 15 hours of manual work a week. 15 hours! So what could your team achieve with all that time back? More strategic planning, better employee engagement programs, the kind of high-value work that actually moves the business forward.
And that leaves us with one last, kind of provocative thought to chew on. As these AI agents get more and more capable, handling everything from onboarding to deep data analysis, it really raises a big question. Could the next MVP on your HR team not be a person at all, but an AI? One that works 24/7 to make the whole organization faster, smarter, and way more effective. It's definitely something to think about.